When I moved into my house, I thought the quiet would be the best part. After years of traffic noise, barking dogs, and neighbors who never slept, the silence felt earned, the kind that presses gently against your ears instead of ringing in them. It was just outside town, far enough that there weren't many neighbors. The road leading to it narrowed after the last streetlight, turning into cracked asphalt with weeds pushing through. At night, the drive felt longer than it was, like the town didn't quite want to follow you out there. The realtor called it peaceful. She said it with a smile that felt practiced, like she'd said it many times before. At first it was. The nights were still, no sirens, no engines, just wind in the trees and the occasional insect tapping against a window. The second week, I started noticing the house next door. Not because it did anything unusual at first, just because it was always there, just within view from my kitchen window. During the day, it looked normal, almost staged, like a house in a photograph. The lawn was trimmed, the mailbox upright, the windows intact. No peeling paint, no broken glass, no signs of neglect, no cars in the driveway, no tire marks either. No signs of anyone living there, and no signs of anyone not living there. At night, it felt different. The air around it seemed heavier, like the dark clung to that side of the street. The first sound I heard was arguing. It came through my open bedroom window while I was brushing my teeth. Not shouting, just muffled voices, like two adults talking over each other. Too quiet to make out words, but clear enough to recognize the rhythm of disagreement. It stopped after a few minutes. No footsteps, no doors, no resolution. The next night, I heard a child crying. It carried farther than the voices had. Soft at first, then louder, then suddenly cut off. The way crying stops when someone puts a hand over a mouth. No doors slamming, no yelling, just silence. The kind that arrives too fast. Another night, I heard furniture moving. It sounded careful, intentional. Chairs scraping lightly. Wood on wood. Something shifting in the living room. As if the room was being rearranged again and again. Each time I looked outside, the house was completely dark. Not even a glow through the curtains. Over the next few weeks, the sounds continued. Never on a schedule I could track. Sometimes voices, sometimes overlapping, sometimes only one. Sometimes a television playing quietly, then turning off. Always mid-program. Never an opening theme. Once, the sound of dishes being set down carefully. Not dropped, not rushed. I never heard laughter, not once. I never heard anyone leave, no engines, no footsteps on gravel. Around the same time, I noticed the porch light. A warm yellow circle against the dark. It turned on just before the noises started and shut off as soon as they ended. Like a signal, or a warning. Only at night. Never during the day. I told myself it had to be a timer. That explanation felt safer. But the timing was never the same. Sometimes minutes apart. Sometimes hours. One morning, I saw trash bins at the curb next door. Blue plastic, clean, aligned neatly. 2 of them. As if for a family. They were gone by afternoon. No truck, no sound, no movement. No one ever came outside, not even briefly. I checked property records online, late at night with the lights off. The house existed, but there were no recent sales, rentals, or listings. It was like the paperwork had stopped mid-sentence. No owner information I could find. No history that explained the present. One night, during a storm, the power went out. The wind rattled my windows hard enough to make them groan. My house went dark. Every appliance clicking off at once. The house next door didn't. It stood there unchanged. The porch light stayed on. Steady. Unbothered. The sounds continued. clearer than before. When the power came back, everything stopped at once, like someone had flipped a switch. After that, the noises became less frequent. Days would pass without anything. Shorter, quieter. Sometimes nothing happened at all. No light, no sound. That was worse, because I kept listening anyway. Because on those nights, it felt like the house was still active, just not making noise anymore, like it had learned. Months later, the porch light stopped turning on. No warning, no final night. The sounds never came back, not even once. The house still looks maintained, the lawn still trimmed, the windows still clean, still looks ready, like it's waiting. But no one has ever moved in, not officially, not visibly. Every now and then, when I come home late, I get the feeling I've interrupted something. The air feels paused, like a breath held too long. Not because I hear it. The silence is complete. But because it stops.